My name is Cheryl Grace, and I am a photographer. I'm very excited to be a part of ArtScape for many reasons. I was thrilled to be selected, but one of the reasons I'm excited about being a part of ArtScape is that it includes the category of photography. Most people would think of ArtScape or any kind of art display as paintings, such as oils and acrylics, watercolor, pastels, but may not think of photography as art, and certainly not the photographer as an artist. So this was thrilling for me to be part of this. And as you see, I have my tools of the trade. I shoot primarily with a long lens, but doesn't mean that you don't use other cameras and tools in order to capture that perfect shot. So in 2015, I decided to go to Africa, and before 2015, I had never picked up a camera. So I had decided that if I'm going to go all the way to Africa and shoot on safari, that I should have a professional camera because I was going to be there for a month. So I picked up I ordered my first camera. It came in the mail, a Sony camera with a 50mm lens, 1 week before I left for Africa. And so I didn't get a chance to really play with it or learn all the buttons and the nuances of shooting photography. But off I went to Africa. I started out in South Africa and on safari. So the challenges with shooting wildlife photography, specifically in Africa on safari, is that you have many moving components. One of the moving components, of course, is the vehicle. And you are off-road, not on-road. So you are bumping and moving and rolling all over the place and rocking like this. You're not able to have a tripod or a monopod. So you're shooting just with the stillness of your arm, maybe resting the camera on your knee. And then you also have moving animals who are always trying to avoid life elements such as predators or things like that. So they're moving, they're looking, and when you're trying to shoot animal photography specifically, all of that is still trying to do the basics of photography, which is composition and lighting and all of those kind of distractions or nuances that you don't want in your shot. And then you're trying to get the camera to get the animal in focus, and specifically the eyes of the animal in focus. Otherwise, it's a lost shot. So I usually started out now with a long lens photography, but I do have an interesting story to tell you. The last time I went to Africa, I went in 2019, pre-COVID. So I was 3 weeks out from traveling to Africa, and I broke my arm and my shoulder on my left side. So I couldn't carry or hold a lens, especially a long lens as heavy as this one is, in shooting photography. So I had to hustle and scurry to find a camera that I would be able to shoot with only one hand. So this is the Sony camera. I use all Sony equipment because they are so light. But most people may not realize that the Sony cameras can now do everything a long lens camera can do in this little tiny pocket size. And so I had to be able to shoot on a safari for several weeks with only one hand, like this. And to adjust the focus of the camera, I would put the camera down in my lap, use it and roll it around, and then put it back out and hope that the animal was still in the shot. So with this camera, which is a Sony 200mm lens camera, I ended up with this shot, which is the one that ended up on the banner that's on Main Street in ArtScape. So this particular animal is a leopard, and the leopard is called Mashaba female. She's been there for many, many years. The lifespan of a leopard is around 13, 14, 15 years, depending on how much of things are going on in the environment. It's not a big game rifle type game hunting sanctuary that I go to. I always go to areas that are protected of wild animals. So this Mashaba female was coming towards me. in the vehicle. The vehicle was still, and I used this camera as she was walking towards me to capture this shot, and still was able, thank you, for getting the moving animal's eyes in focus in order to capture this shot. So this particular image that I have, that I submitted, is actually on aluminum metal, which is borderless, as you can see, and it makes for a nice shot to put up into your home. The original shot is actually blown up to be 18 by 24, but see, you can also do it in smaller versions and enjoy it in any room of the home. So as you can see, I have a variety of cameras, and so my studio is outside because I'm always somewhere else shooting, and I love shooting landscapes and street photography, and many times you might see me in downtown Main Street shooting what's happening going on in downtown Main Street, but my real passion is wildlife photography. The challenge for me is the moving vehicle, the moving animal, and that to me is the excitement. And then if you get the shot that you wanted under all of those circumstances, they call that the money shot, because that's the one that you could sell and get some money for, because it's an extraordinary moment in the experience. I also want to thank my sponsor who sponsored my particular photograph that's on a banner, and that's the Carolina Mountain Gastro and Digestive Health Partners. Not only are they a thriving local business, when I went to college, I was a health science major, and I have my master's in health and physical education. So I appreciate the business that they have. But what I also appreciate is that they are truly an art patron. So they are not only a thriving business in town, but they are sponsoring artists through the program of ArtScape. And so being part of the sponsorship of the banners makes it even more enjoyable for the artists, because it honors our work, and we appreciate the patronage everybody has. So I hope that you will have a little bit of interest in photography. If you don't want to carry a ginormous long lens on a vehicle, you can pick up a little tiny thing that does the same thing. Enjoy photography, get out and about, and it's so nice to be a part of this amazing experience. Thank you.